Yeah. Yeah. Hey guys, for those of you online, we'll be starting in about 2 minutes here, just allowing everyone to get in. And we'll be working on smart plans in today's class. So today's class is on what smart plans and KW command that top producers are actually using. If you're new to smart plans are essentially in KW command that set up your systems behind the scene, whether it be in call reminders to you so that you're executing the millionaire real estate model, staying on track of reaching out to your sphere for more referrals, converting more leads from open houses or ads, um, recruiting more agents down your downline. So I'm going to show you how to systematize these outreach programs to achieve what the millionaire real estate agent model is teaching you. So again, we'll get started in just a couple minutes here. I like it. All right, guys. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. Yes, so today's class is probably the number one thing I would recommend using in your business in KW Command, and that is smart plans. And again, what we're going to be doing is systematizing your follow-up, your lead conversion, and also sphere referral system based on what the Millionaire Real Estate Agent model teaches. Okay, so that book by Gary Keller, right, teaches a 33 touch. So I will show you how you can really set this up one time in KW Command, and then it's running in the background so you can convert more leads and get more referral business. All right, so where were we working in today's class primarily is in the top three sections. Well, after the home icon, so I am in KW Command. If you're not logged in yet, make sure you go to agent.kw.com to log into Command. And on the left-hand side menu here, we'll be working a bunch with your contacts here. So that second icon down. All right, so this is going to do a couple things. It will systematize the back end of when you should be calling your open house leads, when you should be calling your sphere each quarter. Okay, so it takes the mental load off of when you should be doing each client outreach to produce the most profit, right? Get more referrals from those contacts. So I'm going to show you how to do that and also how to systematize that outreach where you're reaching out to your contacts regularly with a hyper local market update for them for their neighborhood, where you are following up automatically with open house leads via text if you would like to in the system. I'll talk to you about that, and automated emails going out. Same thing if you meet an agent that you're trying to recruit in your downline. I'm going to show you how you can add them to a plan to follow up with them in the background. And lastly, I'll also talk to you about how to get more testimonials through a system in here. So automating that past client outreach for testimonials and increased referrals. All right, so the contact section works very closely with the smart plan section. So that fourth icon down on the left-hand side, it kind of looks like a to-do list with a settings gear. And of course, you can always click the KW logo on the top left to pan the menu out so you can get a hang of what each icon means. So smart plans in KW command are again just essentially systematizing your outreach and your mental load of what you should be doing, okay, based on how frequently you should be reaching out to leads to convert them and not lose them or have them unsubscribe. Now in the smart plan section here, we'll be using ones that you already have in here that Scott Laurie Marketing sets up for you, and I'm going to give you some that we've created since you came to class, so you'll get extra ones to follow up with recruits or past clients. Just a heads up, whenever you come into smart plans, you'll see these two big blue boxes. That drives me crazy. You will just need to X out of those in order to get a more full screen view here. So you can X out of those, no worries. I'll talk to you about what those mean in a second here. All right, so the first plan that we are going to set up is the most important one to start with. If you've come to a class before, you might have seen this before. And this will help you remember if you have this set up, how to use it most effectively. And that's a quarterly call plan, okay? So first we're going to talk about how to clean up your contacts and how to systematize that outreach plan to get more referrals from your existing database, okay? So we'll come back to the smart plan section. But if you can join me instead in the contacts section again. Okay, I'm going to tell you what is required for each contact in order to fully automate the outreach. Okay, I'm just going to open one of my contacts. If you have a contact in here you want to open just so you can see what I'm seeing, feel free. Okay, but the 5 pieces of information that you need to collect for each contact in order to have command fully automate that outreach system. And I'll give you tips as we go on how to get these items. But those 5 things that you would need to collect would be outside of their name, their physical address. So 1, their physical address, 2, their email address, 3, um, their, sorry, I started reading this. Carla Keller. Sorry, so physical address, email address, phone number, and then home anniversary and birthday gives you bonus points because it can reach out on those times as well. So I'll say that again. That is physical address, email address, phone number, and then bonus points for home anniversary and birthday. I will give you pointers on how to actually collect that information. Okay, but what we're going to do first is systematize that cleanup. Okay, yeah, if you have, let's say, 200 contacts, so MREA, Millionaire Real Estate Agent Model, right? Gary Keller's book on the 33 Touch teaches that creating a system, reaching out to your contacts, right, 33 times a year, you can expect 2 referrals for every 12 contacts that you have in command. So the takeaway and that, so what the numbers work out to, I do love that KW has these numbers, 201 contacts in your database gives you a $120,000 business, okay? So your goal starting out should be to have 201 fully complete contacts in command. And again, I'm going to help you set up a system around that, right? Because thinking of, okay, going to collect those 5 pieces of information for 200 plus contacts feels extremely overwhelming. Okay, so instead we're going to set up a system where it reminds you of, let's say you can pick the number, 5 people per day to go in and clean up that information, to go grab their phone number, email address, physical address, birthday, home anniversary if you can. And I'll tell you again more of the how in a second here. But first, let's start out with the system, which is a smart plan, and they call it the quarterly call plan. Okay, so to set this up, and I'll tell you more about it, this does not send your contacts anything. This purely systematizes your contacts to give you, let's say, 5 reminders a day. You'll be able to pick that number. 5 reminders a day of which contacts you should be cleaning up. Okay, and so by the end of the quarter, it gives you all of your contacts, right? So it randomizes your contacts each quarter and reminds you to, what it's telling you to do is go call them, right? And that's great. Yes, you should definitely do that. But in this first quarter as well, using that reminder to go in and make sure you have those 5 pieces of information sure, reach out to them as well, right? Then moving forward for the rest of the year, you'll be able to automate the rest of your touches. Okay. And I'll show you the how. So first, let's start with setting our contacts up on this quarterly call plan. Then I'll give you more information on how you'll collect it and how you'll see those task reminders and what you'll be doing each day. So first, I'm going to go back to all of my contacts. If you're looking at a contact, you can click on Back to Contacts on the top left. Okay. And so what we're going to do first is, so we're purely adding our contacts to a quarterly call plan, which will give you reminders. It will not send them anything. It will give you a reminder to call that contact once a quarter. So it randomizes your contacts for each quarter, right? And tells you to call 5 a day or whatever number you pick. Okay, so first thing you'll need to do to set this up is on the very bottom of your command database. So I'm in contacts. On the bottom, it tends to default on only showing you 10 contacts at a time. Okay, depending on how many contacts you have, right? We really just want to see as many as we can on the page so we can select them all at once. So I'm going to change show 1 through 10 to 1 through 500. Okay, and so if you have less than 500 contacts, which is pretty typical, especially if you're a solo agent, then this is a pretty simple process. If you have more than one page of contacts, I'm just going to give you a note that you'll need to notice, and I'll tell you when. But if you have less than 500 contacts, all we'll need to do is, again, make sure you're showing all through 1 through 500, and then select the checkbox on the very top left. So on the gray toolbar, next to the header name, select that checkbox and it will select all the contacts on the page. All right, so what we'll do next after we select those is on the bottom right, these bulk action items will appear. Okay, these are not here until you check a checkbox, just a heads up. So once I click Add to Smart Plan on the very bottom right, and again, I have to have boxes checked in order to see these options on the bottom right. So Add to Smart Plan, and we're going to go ahead and search call. Okay, and it's called the My Quarterly Call Plan. And again, this is just going to systematize call reminders for you, or in this case, also reminders to clean up your contacts. Okay, so I go ahead and click that first one, that quarterly call plan here, and it's going to tell you that your contacts are missing whatever information it needs. And this one, a phone number, right? Okay, but that's the point here. We know that we're going to be missing information, so we can go clean that up. So in this case, usually we don't, but we're going to click Add to Plan anyway, the green button. Okay, if you only have one page of contacts, so this is where it differs if you have multiple pages of contacts. Okay, so first of all, if you have one page of contacts, go ahead and click, stagger now is a big one. So for everyone, whether you have 1 or 2 pages of contacts, go ahead and click Start or Stagger Start right here. This is really important so we can control how many reminders we're getting per day. So I don't want 500 reminders a day. How many do you want? The most popular number I see picked is 5, but that could be 3. That could be 5, right? So what you're signing up for here is essentially on the command app, which I will show you the how. You will get notified of, let's say, 5 people per day that you should either call, clean up their contact record, shoot them a text, DM them on social media, reach out in some meaningful way. Okay, that's all you're getting, and then you check that off, and it will give you the next reminder, right? So you get 5 a day on weekdays. It skips weekends, from what I've seen, and holidays. Okay, now, if you only have one page of contacts and you want to do 5 contacts a day, great. Do stagger start, really important. Make sure it says 5. Click the checkbox, and you can click confirm. Now, if you have 2 pages of contacts or multiple pages of contacts, the reason it's different for you is that, okay, we need to set this up. We can only set it up for 500 contacts at a time, so 1 page at a time. So if your goal is to, let's say, do 6 contacts a day and you have 3 pages, you would want to do this for 2 contacts on each page. So we would do stagger start 2 a day for the first page. And this is again if you wanted 6, right? 2 for each page. I know this is weird and confusing how Command does this. So if you need help, of course, I'll tell you how to book with us for free. But yes, stagger start and you can click confirm on whatever that number might be. And feel free to drop in the comments of the Zoom chat if you do have multiple pages of contacts. I can always walk through that a little more slowly. Okay, but really all we're doing is adding our contacts to stagger remind us. Do you have any questions on that, Carolyn? You only hit one page and you put 5 a day, you go great. What, for five different contacts a day? Right. Well, if you only have like two contacts. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, I see what you're saying. Yes. I like this. Okay, so what's going to happen next? Now that you've set this up, so on the command app, so if you'll open your phone now on the command app, I'll show you how you can do it on your computer, right? But it will be a little more practical if you're on the go on the command app. And I'm going to work on signing in on my command app. It does usually send you a code. And I will show you how you'll manage these on the computer as well. Okay, so on a computer, what you'll get each day now is a reminder, in the notifications icon on the top right of command. It will remind you of your tasks due that day. All right, it will also send you a notification each morning on your phone to do those tasks in KW Command. Okay, so you'll get a reminder on your phone each morning and a reminder in Command. And where it's wanting you to go is to the task section in KW Command. And you will have that in your Command app as well. All right, in this task section, so you'll see right here on the right-hand side, right, it'll tell you what that reminder is. So calling that contact, right, and you'll be able to complete it from here. The reason I want to show you on your phone, though, is that's really how you should be systematizing it is from your phone. So one second, I'm just putting in a code, and I'll walk you through this on your phone. So again, if you can make sure you have your command app open, this is really important for the part of the system. Okay, so as I mentioned, you will get a reminder each morning of your 5 tasks that you have in the command app. However, I would really recommend, right, this is a system change, just a habit change for you guys when you're doing your lead follow-up or your sphere conversion here, so your calls. So really, you want to make sure you're not opening the phone app on your phone and instead opening the command app. And from the task section in KW command app, let me see where you guys can see me. I think it's facing this way. I'm trying to see where the camera is, and I'll show you too, Karen. Okay. All right, I know it's going to be a little hard to see on my phone, but on the command app, on the bottom center icon, you'll see tasks there. Okay. Yeah, so on the task icon right here, and it will show you like due today and things like that. So this right here, so it'll give you tasks that you have each day. So starting tomorrow, it will give you 5 contacts if that's what you set up, the reminder. Now, why it's so important to go in from here is you'll notice like if you click on the call option on the very top, yeah, that one. Okay, we don't have any yet. It'll come tomorrow. Well, if we set this up. Yeah, question?
Yeah, I have a question. So the tasks on the laptop are so many. On my app, I don't see any tasks. So are they auto link every time or
Yes, those
no?
should. Are you on a team by chance or no?
No.
Okay, yeah, it might be that you're looking at, so the tasks right here, you can clean them up. They should reflect the same as on your phone. Those should
Mm-hmm.
sync together. It might be,
Mm-hmm.
though, I don't know that on the phone, these filters on the top right here on the computer,
Right.
if you're able to change those, I don't know if that'll match it better for you as what's on your phone.
So I see my due today. So my are different. Um, okay, I see now. I have to like click them individually to see. Uh, okay, I think I see now.
Okay, yeah, and
Thank you.
feel
Yeah.
Of course, of course. And just some added resources too. Of course, I haven't mentioned KWB resources. You can always book with us for free under marketing help, or Rob's
Thank you.
here a lot for
Hmm.
tech help as well. Yeah, please feel free to book with us. I'm happy to help. Okay, so from here, now if you don't have any call reminders quite yet, you'll kind of just have to listen to what I'm saying on this. But I can click like on my phone on the command app, the call option on the top white toolbar. And if you do have any call reminders already there, and these automatically come in from Smart Plan, so I'll show you more of that. But you'll see on here that if you have a phone number for that contact, it gives you the option to call right from here. So if I call from the command app, so see how I have the option to call on some of them? Yeah, if you have their phone number in there, when the notification comes in, it'll give you the option to call right from here. So it does call from your phone number. However, what it does that's helpful is when you hang up, it takes you right into that task and it asks, okay, do you want to just complete that task or do you want to add the activity as well? Right? So again, since I called from the command app, use my phone number, but when I hang up, it gives me the option to add that call activity, right? So I can put in, okay, we talked about that their or their daughter's having a baby, and now they're looking to downsize, or their daughter Sally is trying out for cheerleading practice. So that means next quarter, right? Because this randomizes your contacts each quarter. Next quarter, it'll automatically bring up this reminder with the activity of what you talked about, right? So you can reference, hey, how was Sally's cheerleading practice? Hey, did your daughter have the baby yet? Right? That's such a meaningful way to create connection, right? And I always think I'm going to remember what we talked about, but yeah, after so many of them, right? So adding this is how you systematize your outreach. Okay, so this is two things. Yes, ideally calling them with the quarterly call plan as you get these notifications. That's ideal. But even if it's a trigger to you to go shoot them a text, like something on their social media, right? Reach out to them in some way, but in the very least, adding those 5 pieces of contact information. So just some ideas on how you can get that contact information. Now, in order to update, the contact, let's say, so what we can do, so when you get the reminder for the contact, right? Let's say like this is one of them for me. Let me just show you how you can update the contact record from there, from your computer. You'll see the contact that it's linked to here. Okay, so if I click on that, that's where I can go and update their contact information. And I'll show you why it's so important, these pieces of information. So of course, when I'm looking at the contact, the pencil icon will allow you to edit the contact. So you can go in and add, let's say, their phone number, their email address. Now, their physical address, to give you a tip on physical addresses, right? You can go into the tax records in the MLS, right? And matrix where it says realist on the top menu and search anyone's name. And if they're a homeowner, it will tell you both their home address, okay, and their home anniversary. Now, the benefit of having that information is, so first of all, if you put that information in here, when you put in their physical address, Command automatically knows what neighborhood that address is in and can send them emails each month, which I'm going to show you the how on this next, emails each month about their neighborhood specifically with a mini CMA, homes for sale, school ratings, etc. I'm going to show you this next. But again, in order to achieve that, getting their physical address is what tells the system what neighborhood that they live in. So that's why it's so beneficial to do this work, to actually, I find this tedious work, to go find their physical address in Realist, let's say, put it in Command, and if you put in their home anniversary here, I don't care if you sold them the house or not, Command will automatically remind you 7 days before their home anniversary to send them a card, and then on the day of to call them for their home anniversary. Right? What a meaningful way to reach out. They probably forgot it's their home anniversary, right? And what a pointed reason. Let's talk about your house, right? Okay, so those are 2 pieces of information I would really work on getting. Email addresses are the most challenging. I do have a paid resource if you want that. But just a quick note on email addresses. If you do want, I do have a video on how you can download all email addresses in a given neighborhood. So if you're trying to farm a neighborhood, I'm going to throw this in the Zoom chat, or feel free to email me. I'll put my email in the chat and I'll send you this. It's just on our YouTube. So these steps would show you how you can pull literally entire email lists and their physical address from Remine in the MLS, and then it can be imported into KW Command and send them that neighborhood update that I'm about to show you how to set up next, that I just gave you a brief preview of. So in the chat, I'm going to drop this YouTube video if you want to grab that. Or of course, you can email me, especially if you're watching this recorded, and I'm happy to send it to you. Contact at juliadesigns.com. And this is how to grab email addresses from the MLS from Remine. And I'll walk you through how to get it in Command as well, right? And so that gives you their email address and their physical address, which allows you to send them a valuable hyperlocal update on their neighborhood each month. Okay, and again, I know that was just a quick, cool tip. Feel free to book with us if I can help walk you through that more. I'm happy to. That video will help. All right, lastly, getting their birthdays. That's typically Facebook is great for that, right? It's usually on their profile. What am I missing? Oh, phone number. Oh, Forewarn. I believe you can find it in For. Have you used Forewarn, Carolyn? Okay, well, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, anyone online. If you've used Forewarn in the MLS, where you can look up someone's background before you meet with them, I believe their phone number is in there. I could be wrong, but that's what I've heard is the best source. Let me know if you have a different one, though. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is the number one smart plan that top producers are setting up that actually send emails out, and that's that neighborhood nurture. Okay, so that is sending out, if you're looking on my screen here, I'll show you what you're sending, but essentially for their neighborhood. So, right, you could have contacts in New York, California, all around the country. And as long as you have their physical address, it sends them a neighborhood update once or twice a month. You can pick about their neighborhood, and whenever it's sent out, it's housed on your website. So they're seeing a special neighborhood page that you created on your website, right? Which A, makes them feel like you can really list their property should they list with you, and even if they're out of state, can really generate referrals your way. Okay, so very cool system. This automatically would go out if we set it up one time. Okay, so that could be, if we do it twice a month, 24 touches in a year, right? One of our agents who does not love social media, not even on it, she only uses this for her marketing, and she just got a listing appointment in Providence Country Club, around 750, just from this smart plan here. Okay, really worth setting up, obviously. I bet you can agree. The only annoying part is that you need their email address and their physical address for this to work. Now, if you don't have their physical address, you can manually enter in neighborhoods. So I could put in some neighborhoods that they might be interested in, but ideally having their address in there would be the most beneficial for you. Feel free, though, even to add your contact record. So if you don't already have yourself in command, make sure you do add yourself. So I just click back to contacts or the contacts tab here. Feel free to search your name or add yourself, okay, by creating contact, add your address, and you'll see how your neighborhood pops up, okay? So to do that, I would click on create contact, for example. Okay, so now you'll notice, so when I put in the address, oh, sorry, I went through that too quickly. Just a heads up, the address section is under additional contact information at the bottom here. So I will need to open that up. And you can do this from the Command app, of course, or Command from your desktop. And this is where I'll put in the street address. So you'll notice when you start putting in the street address, that it pops up that option from Google Maps actually, and you can click on it, okay, and click create, and that is what will tell it what neighborhood they live in. If you follow the steps that I sent you in the video or have these on an Excel spreadsheet, like have your contacts on an Excel spreadsheet, you can import in those addresses. Again, that video will walk you through it. Okay, but you'll see I put in the address and the system automatically put in Hunter Oaks. Okay. So that's what would need to be done in order for this to work, okay, for that monthly neighborhood nurture to go out. I'm going to show you first how to add one contact at a time to this and then up to 500 at a time so we can bulk add everyone. But let's say, yeah, you add a one-off contact into your database. Here's how you would need to add them to this smart plan for them to actually get an email. Okay. So on the right-hand side of that contact, you'll see it says smart plans. So smart plans on the right-hand side, and I'll see add to smart plan. And for this one, we're going to search neighborhood, but I usually put in nay because I'm lazy. Okay, so if you put in nay or neighborhood, you'll see two options here. One for bi-weekly neighborhood nurture and one for monthly neighborhood nurture. The only difference is the frequency that it sends out. So bi-weekly would be every 15 days versus monthly neighborhood nurture is every 31 days. What I would recommend is, well, the strategic recommendation is 2 emails a month. So if this is the only email you're going to send out, I would do the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. So that's best for staying top of mind and increasing referrals while still keeping unsubscribe rates low. So I would recommend if you are not sending out any other emails, the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. And again, that would send every 15 days, and you can go ahead and add yourself so you can see what you get. It should come pretty quickly into your inbox. So once you click select next to that bi-weekly neighborhood nurture, for this one, we just start now. You just click that you've read the disclaimer, click confirm, and you'll see on the right-hand side that they are on the smart plan, so you can always see which contacts you have on there. Okay, just a heads up, you can also see on the timeline, so it's probably working on sending, but that's where you can see any time that you have an email that went out or if they responded, right? That contact timeline will show you, when I told you that you can, after you hang up on your call, right, put activity. It all shows up on the timeline, and then AI will summarize it for you as well. Okay, so now let's add everyone in your database to the neighborhood nurture. And if they have an email address and physical address, they'll start getting this as well. All right. Or if you just want to see the how, I'm going to go back to all contacts. All right. And again, in case it defaulted back through 1 to show only 1 through 10, change that to show 1 through 500. Okay. And this process is the same as the quarterly call plan, just for you to see it again. Okay, reminder, once I click the checkbox up here, then I'll see the bulk action menu options appear. I just find that a little tricky since it's hidden. All right, so check the checkboxes first. So you can select the very top one to select all. Then you can click on Add to Smart Plan on the bottom right. Search nay. And then you can select whichever one, the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. You'll only have two. You won't have that copy, but you'll have the bi-weekly and monthly, and that's normal. So select whichever one. It'll tell you how many contacts do not work for this. Like you don't have the contact information, you don't have either their neighborhood or their email address. So you could export that list if you wanted an Excel spreadsheet of that list so you can work on getting it, right, for your tracking. But again, you'd need to put it in KW command directly. And we'll click add to plan any, I'm sorry, I lied on that one. Remove contacts with errors. So we're going to remove the contacts that don't have a neighborhood or an email address because they won't get anything anyway. So I clicked remove contacts with errors, and you can start them all now. So for this one, keep it as start all now. Click the checkbox and click confirm, and they'll start receiving that monthly neighborhood nurture from you forevermore. It will go out about their neighborhood and keep you top of mind. There is an option to unsubscribe on there, and if they do unsubscribe and you try to add them back anyway, the system won't send it, so don't worry about that. It keeps you in compliance. All right, so that's a smart plan that automatically sends emails for you. So you can stay top of mind for that. If you guys have questions, please let you know. Let me know in the Zoom chat, or Carolyn, let me know. I'm going to show you next how to automate your open house lead conversions, okay, in the system, which is actually very cool. And then, so we'll be doing the open house one, past client, and then growing your downline are the next three ones. These are the main ones that I see top producers actually using in Command because it lines up directly with the millionaire real estate agent model, right, of reaching out to your contacts while not having to manually do it each time. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can customize these smart plans as well with ChatGPT so you can make it the most effective wording. And then it saves it and automates it each time. Okay, there is not an automation, or I'm sorry, there's no customizing these monthly neighborhood nurtures. So that's why I showed you that first. Okay, that would just go out in the background for you automatically with the information from the MLS, no matter where they are in the country. All right, let me know if you guys have questions. So next, what we're doing is we are going to do the open house follow-up plan. So first, let's look at what that open house follow-up plan looks like, and then I'll show you how to systematize it. Okay. So the open house smart plan, if you could join me in the smart plan section of Command, that's the fourth icon down, again, like a to-do list with a settings gear. And if you would like to X out of the blue boxes, since you'll see more of your screen, and you can search here, open house. So again, the smart plan section of Command. I want to say, let me double check this is the right one. I believe, so the one should be under smart plans, open house, you can search, and I believe it's the my open house follow-up. Do you have that option, Carolyn? No. Right. Okay, well, great. Okay, great. I'm glad. Okay, so the my open house follow-up. Yes, you guys should all have that one in here. Let me know if not. Okay, so let me show you first what is in the smart plan, how you can customize it if you would like to, and how it will actually work as a very effective system in your open house lead conversion. Okay, the reason open houses, if you hear agents say open houses don't work, it's because they don't have a system to convert those leads. They're right. Open house leads don't convert typically on the first reach out, right? Open house leads are a little colder leads. Okay. Colder leads take anywhere from 8 to 13 touches to convert, right? If you don't have a system set up on that, you're giving up after the second one. I would, right? So this systematizes that outreach. So it doesn't have to be on top of mind. Anything you need to do, like calling them, it will remind you when. Okay. Yes. Yes, definitely. And I actually don't even know if you can see this on the app. I don't think you can set up smart plans. If instead you could go to Safari on your phone and log into Command that way, it would give you full visibility. But I know a little more difficult to see though. Yeah, the Command app doesn't let you set up smart plan, like the back end of this. Okay, so what we're looking at here is first of all, in the center column, right, that's what is going out and when. Okay. So you'll see the first one, it's saying it waits 0 days. So as soon as that lead comes in, it can either remind you to send a text or it can text for you. Okay. So you'll see a word called Twilio in here. Twilio is Command's automated texting system. Pros and cons, real quick. Pros, it's only $3.16, I want to say, each month. Okay, so it's pretty nominal, and that goes for around 100 texts. I'll show you where you can get all the information on this. Cons, Is that it's not your phone number, it would be sending from. You pick a local number, right? So you get to pick a number, but it's kind of like if you order from Uber Eats, right? And they text you your orders on the way. Yeah, that's not their phone number, right? So people are very used to this. However, it of course makes this less personal to text your sphere, who might already know you. I find that Twilio is, again, the automated texting, is great for lead follow-up. So you might not need that right now in your business, but keep that in the back of your mind as you start to host more open houses, or you want to follow up via text in an automated way, right? You set it up once and it sends it for you. Okay, I'm just going to show you where that resource is and how I can help set that up with you if you need. So I'm going to open a new tab to just give you this really, really great resource, which is answers.kw.com, which is like the KW command Bible. So answers.kw.com. Of course, ChatGPT knows how to do everything in command as well because it can read this, so you can always ask it. But the reason I like this is because I can search in here. It has moving GIFs and screenshots. What was I showing you? Oh, yes. Okay, so for this one, if you search Twilio would be the key term here. It's Twilio. Twilio. The third article down will be set up a new Twilio number in command. I'm going to throw that in the Zoom chat as well, just so you have that. Okay. And of course, you can always book with us, kwbresources.com, and then marketing help at the top. And I can help you with that if you do want to set that up. You can do it on your own, of course, but I'm happy to help. So the first one, it might default on, so I click the pencil icon over here. It usually defaults on sending an automated text. So I'm going to convert mine so I can show you what to do for right now. Okay. So when you're looking at yours, it probably looks something like this, telling you that Twilio is not connected. Okay. So instead, if you would like to turn it to a reminder for you to text them, right? You can just click the pencil icon on the top right. So I did click on the actual step first, so make sure you do that. It's highlighted in blue. Now I can edit it on the right-hand side with the pencil icon. And this is where it gives me the option to, oh, maybe I have to do a different, only an automated, right? I'll come back to this. You can change it. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm misreading that. No, that's correct. So it's telling you that it will automatically create a text task because you don't have Twilio linked up. Sorry, that's a new framing here. But what we're looking at here is two things. A, if you want to change the verbiage, right, you can change the verbiage right here, and it will remind you the exact verbiage. So this is where I would recommend bringing ChatGPT in, right? Tell it to act like a professional real estate agent hosting an open house and give you the most effective text message to send them right after they leave the open house. Okay, and then take that verbiage and put it in. All right, and then you can click save. So again, we can edit each of these steps right here. Okay, we're going to set up this basic one, but you can come back and completely customize it. You'll notice what we're looking at next is a wait a day, and then it will remind you to send them an email. Then it will wait 2 days. Then it will remind you to make a call to follow up. It waits 3 more days, right? And sends a text. And you can see it continues to go like this in the cadence that is recommended to convert leads and not annoy them at the same time, right? In different mediums, depending on how they respond best. Okay, so this is completely customizable, and I'll show you more on this if we have time at the end. You can pull over any of this on the left-hand side, right, to have it send an email automatically, and I'll try to get to that customizing these. Okay, but for right now, most of these remind you of what to do and then add them to the neighborhood nurture. So let me show you how you would implement this in your open house process. And please feel free to let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer those. Okay. So first, this goes to, now let's talk about the open house, right? It's open house day. How do you prepare? How do you get people to sign in so they automatically receive this smart plan? Okay. So this process will show you how you can create a sign-in page on your Keller Williams website. And if people sign in there at the open house, it automatically puts that contact into KW Command and can start them automatically on the smart plan, the series of responses and follow-ups, right? Very cool. To do that, let's open a new tab and go to your Keller Williams website, like the website you would give out to people. Typically, it would be something like your first and last name dot kw.com. So again, we're going to your KW website, the one you give out on your business cards. Just a reminder, you cannot put www dot before these website addresses. So something like your first and last name dot kw.com. Now, if you have an open house coming up, great. Go ahead and type in that address, or we just need any home on here. So if you don't have one coming up, feel free to just click current location. And I'll search homes nearby. Okay, and you'll see that any of them that have an open house coming up, as long as that open house is entered in the MLS, it automatically displays on the website, right? So you can see these little bubbles. So now let's go ahead and click on any of the properties. It does not matter which one for this, but in real practice, of course, it would matter. You would do it for the actual property. That's interesting how this agent did this. I don't see that too much, do you? That they like upload a custom little tag here on the picture in the MLS. Me neither. That's interesting. Okay, so this is as easy as it gets. I love this. Okay, to turn this into an open house sign-in page. So what we're looking at here is the property information on your website. It's a really great page. This would be great to share on your Facebook before the open house to promote it. There's neighborhood pages on here, etc. Okay. So, but what you do to turn this into an open house sign-in page is simply click on the top URL bar, right? So the URL bar, but click it twice. So we don't want it to highlight it. I want the cursor to be blinking at the end so I can type, okay? So we're clicking at the end of the URL bar and doing / open house and click enter. The / being the one under the question mark. So whatever property you're looking at, click at the end, do / open house, and click enter. Usually takes about 15-30 seconds to convert it. And it's going to convert it into an open house sign-in page. I'll tell you how you can use it in reality, but it would require them to put in their information in order to get all the property details, okay? So if you had this open at your open house, they can come in and sign in, click the check boxes, click submit, right? That contact goes directly to your command database and can automatically start on that open house follow-up system that we were just looking at. Okay, so let me tell you in practice how agents are using this, and then feel free to ask me any questions. Okay, first of all, I do see that agents a lot of times bring a physical sign-in sheet as well as this, just for depending on if people have aversion to QR codes or technology, giving them that option is often great. Okay, but the more you can drive them, of course, to put in their information here, it'll systematize it. Okay, so what I see agents do is either one of these two things. One, they bring their laptop or iPad and just have this open on their computer, their device, and say, hey, the seller just for security wants everyone to sign in. If you can go ahead and sign in, check those check boxes, right? You'll be all set. So that way you're making sure you get their contact information, right? And it sets them up on the system. Second way I see agents doing it, up to you, is you'll see agents create this into a QR code. So to do that, just a quick tidbit, you can do one of two things. Canva can create QR codes. If you're not sure how, it's actually very easy. Ask ChatGPT or come see me and I'll show you. Or you can email the link to Scott Lorry Marketing. So if you email this, whatever the link is, to support@scottlorrymarketing.com and ask for a QR code, they'll email it back to you. I would recommend doing it at least 48 hours before your open house. They usually get it to you within less than 24, but just to give a buffer, if you send any link to that email with and ask them for a QR code, they'll send it back as a QR code. So then if you took that QR code, so that a QR code is just they send it as a picture file. So imagine a picture file. All you need to do is then throw it on a Word doc. You can write welcome to the open house on it, right? And print it out. You'll see agents like will put it in a frame and have it by the front door, or even just a flat piece of paper on the kitchen island. People can come in, scan the QR code, and fill out the form right from there. If you do that option, I might just suggest saying something like, I'll get notified once it comes through just to make sure that works properly, so they don't just scan it and then go away and then don't fill it out. If you would like to see what it looks like once they fill it out, okay, so let's say using one of those methods, they fill out the form and click submit. Okay, when they do that, first of all, they get all of your information. Okay, if they're doing this from your computer, let's say they signed in from your device, this is the page that popped up. So if they wanted to take like a virtual flyer, like we were looking at, like all the property details, they can just scan right here and then they get a virtual property flyer as well about it with all the photos and information. Okay, so this is what pops up after they sign in. If you guys have questions on that, let me know. There is just one last step to set up that open house smart plan to automatically go out. Okay, and I'm going to show you what that is. Okay, so in order to have it so that anytime someone fills out an open house form like we just did on our website, for them to start on that smart plan, right, that follow-up, there's one step that, or a couple steps, but you just have to do this one time and then it's done forever. And again, I'll tell you how to come back and edit this open house smart plan further if you need to. So I'm going back to the icon or the tab that is Smart Plans, dash command with the KW logo. If you made any changes, you can click Save Plan and then X out on the top right. Okay, and these steps, these are just in the settings. So I'll show you this one time. These steps would be required if you want that open house smart plan that we were just looking at to automatically start once they sign in on that open house digital sign-in sheet. So to do that in command on your desktop, clicking on your headshot on the top right, and then settings from that drop down. And I'll repeat these. So again, your name on the top right, and then settings from that drop down. Then on the left-hand side, command settings, contacts, and then last one, lead management, and I'll repeat it. Okay, so again, that was from your computer in command, clicking on your headshot on the top right, settings. Then on the left-hand side, command settings, contacts, and then lead management. Okay, so we're going to set this up so anytime a lead comes in from that form, it's automatically tagged open house and it automatically starts them on the correlating smart plan. So to do that, I'm going to come up to create role on the top right. I'm going to put in a title, only you see this. So let's say it's open house follow-up. Okay, where it says lead source, I'm going to type in open house. You should only have the options of open house for site and open house events. I tend to put both of them. The site one is the main one, however. So type in open house twice under lead source. That's the main one for your site. But grab the one that says event next to it as well. Okay, so what we're saying here is anytime a lead comes in from the open house page, I want them to auto tag open house. And I can't remember if this is a default tag for you guys in here. If you don't see open house when you type that in, oops, sorry, that was fast. You'll see an option to click create tag, create custom tag here, which you can click on, or it might already be in your drop down so you can select it. But then I can select the color I want it to be and click create tag. Okay, so I want it to auto tag as open house, and then I want it to automatically assign them to the open house smart plan. Okay, and that one's called the My Open House follow-up. You should probably only have that one in there, so it won't be confusing on your end. And this will make it so anytime they come in from the site, they get tagged open house and they automatically go on that follow-up plan. And you can click create role. And now that'll happen forevermore. So it creates that follow-up system for any open house leads, which is really handy if you do a Saturday and a Sunday open house, right? Keeping track of when you should be following up with which lead is very helpful. The system takes that mental load off for you. Okay, and again, reminder, as it's feeding you these reminders, right? It's giving you tasks for which contacts to be reaching out to, which leads, which part of your database to be reaching out to, all in the task section here. So you can, of course, clean this section up so it's more effective. If you have a bunch of tasks in here, right, you can come in and you can click the checkbox next to 50 at a time to archive them on the bottom right. All right, so you can archive any tasks in here so that you can start fresh as these smart plans start to auto feed you tasks, right? It's telling you what's the most profit producing task I could do today, right? And in what order, and that's what this does for specific leads and specific contacts. It times that for you, okay? So the last one, and I'm running out of time here. Last one I would like to show you, give you guys, is the downline smart plan. This is a custom smart plan that we created, so you'll get this just for coming to class today. If you are working on growing your downline, meaning you meet agents and you tell them about KW, right? You can add them to this smart plan and it will automatically follow up with great features about KWB so that you can, in the background, you're focusing on your business in the front end, right? Background, you need systems going to be recruiting people to your downline, right? So this one's a little different how we'll do this. It is in the smart plan section. So on the left-hand side of command, click the settings gear with the to-do list here. And we'll click on library this time. And under library, I believe I have it under, if you could go ahead and type, so under library, it defaults as smart plan name. If you can type in JuLeah Designs, so that's JuLEH, designs with an S. Okay, so again, if you go in the library and search JuLeah Designs, these are a lot of the smart plans that our gold clients are using, and the growth committee is using the recruit smart plan from here. So the growth committee uses this, a lot of top agents. So you'll notice under JuLeah Designs, if you search that, you'll see my recruit smart plan, KWB, and you can click add smart plan. It'll ask you to name it. You can just leave the default and click download. Okay, I already have it, but if you don't already have it, it will then add it to your smart plan, to your personal smart plans. So again, we got that from the library tab in smart plans, but then to actually view what would go out and how to add them, add new agents that you get to your database to this automatically. Okay. So in the My Smart Plans tab, if you just added that, it should be near the top. Okay, and I'm going to click on the pencil icon to the far right to see what that smart plan does and edit it if I would like to. Okay, so these are actually emails that would go out. You can customize any of them, like putting in your contact information at the bottom. Okay, so if you click on any of them, you can always click the pencil icon if you want to edit the verbiage or anything, but it does give you emails that would automatically go out to help you recruit agents down your downline, right? So in order to automatically, and this is where the magic happens, in my opinion. Okay. So now to have it automatically start to any agents that you add to your database, right? Outside of KW would be the idea. You'll notice if I am not clicking on a step. So if I'm clicking on a step, I see that on the right hand side, I can edit it, right? If you can instead click on like the margin, just like at the gray area near the top so that you're just seeing the smart plan details on the right hand side. So really just clicking off that step. You'll notice down here it says add trigger tags. Okay. What that is saying, if I click add trigger tag and type in agent, okay? This is saying that any time in the future that I tag a contact as agent, it will automatically add them to this follow-up plan, to the smart plan. Okay, so not past contacts that you have in your database already, but adding this trigger tag is saying that any future contacts that I add and I tag them as agent, they will automatically be triggered to start on this smart plan and receive these emails. Let me know if that doesn't make sense. Very cool feature. So just to show you in practice then, after I set up this trigger tag here, and again, remembering any keywords I said, you can search these in answers.kw.com. So don't feel like this is the last time you're going to hear it or see it. So under contacts, right? So of course you can do this from your command app. So this is where you could tag contacts. You can do that in a couple different way, right? I could click check boxes on the left-hand side. And then when I do that, you'll see the add tag option appear on the bottom. So I can go ahead and tag them as agent. And since I set that up as a trigger tag, they would automatically be put on that recruiting smart plan and submit. All right, guys. So that's all we have time for today. If you do have questions or want to set up a custom smart plan, right, I'd be happy to help you with that. Feel free to book with us on kwbresources.com. You'll see it says marketing help right here. Uh, in-person meetings were booked out probably the next 3 weeks or so. We have virtual meetings, I think even this week still. So feel free to hop on our virtual meetings or come to these classes every Thursday at 12:30, and it'll help you build the millionaire real estate agent model in your business to get more referrals from your sphere. I hope this helped, and feel free to email me if you have any questions. Yeah, my pleasure. Of course, of course.